What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So in this series, Loot from 100 Runs, I've done a dungeon or an open world farm 100 times, and I saved all of the best items, or the items that's good enough to be put up on the auction house, or items of interest, and then I showcase everything that I received in the 100 runs, and we get like a good calculated gold per hour out of it. And in today's video is none other than Shadowfang Keep, which made me literally millions the last video, if you recall that one. So I tried to do that again. Not that easy when it's completely based on RNG. Now, before we dive into the specifics, though, big thank you to all of you guys who has picked up the 0 to 10 million gold guide. If you haven't grabbed it yet, just know that it's a product that gets constantly updated, and it comes with a lifetime of free updates. So whenever there's a new patch or new expansion, you just use the same old book, because I'm updating that one and sending you the updated version for free. It's over 180 pages long, and it features all of the best tactics and methods that I personally use in order to achieve multiple gold caps. And if you already have the gold cap, the gold guide, you might want to consider signing up to the VIP Discord as well. It comes with exclusive content, but you can read more about it with the links down below in the description. So Shadowfang Keep, as most of you are aware of, is located in Silver Pine Forest in Eastern Kingdoms. And it's a dungeon that you can do both Horde and Alliance. It's a relatively fast dungeon, so what class you do it on doesn't really matter that much. But the most annoying thing about this dungeon is probably the roleplay in the beginning of the dungeon. So especially if you play Alliance, but even if you play Horde, you shouldn't bother with looting the mobs so that you kill ahead of the first boss, because there's a long RP segment that you have to wait for. So what I do is I go in, I kill the first boss, and then you have some time to kill. So you might as well just go back and take your time looting the mobs that you just killed. And by the time you go back to the door, it's still not going to be open. Now, there's a different role-playing segment on Horde and Alliance. So if you play Horde, you have less downtime. Alliance has the most downtime, and it's super frustrating sitting here waiting. But that allows us to take a look at some of the loot table and why you should farm Shadowfang Keep. Because looking at Sustaina's infographic, we're going to go down on Shadowfang Keep, and we can take a look at the specific items that can drop from Shadowfang Keep only. While some of these are so-called super items. So you have something like the Necrology Robe, the Duskbringer Gloom Shroud. Those are like the super items. The Shadowfang, the weapon itself, is really damn good. All the other items are kind of meh. They drop frequent. Well, they don't drop like super frequently, but there's a lot of people farming Shadowfang Keep, and those are way more common than the other blue items, so they're not worth that much. But items like Necrology and Duskbringer, like I got last time and sold for over 1 million gold, and also like Necrology, Duskbringer, Gloom Shroud is what you have, and the Shadowfang, like those are all very good items. Now, keep in mind that you definitely want to do this on a toon that has this like a profession that allows you to open up these chests, because chests has a higher chance of containing like blue items, so you'll make a lot of gold long term. It's obviously going to be RNG, but long term, bringing a toon that can open up chests, having a profession like jewel crafting, blacksmithing, or do like me and just pick up level 1 BFA inscription, because that will allow you to use these right here, the scroll of unlocking, to open up locked chests, because there's a lot of guaranteed locked chests in Shadowfang Keep. So definitely do that. Now, while I'm doing my runs, showing you guys the route right now, I'm not going to loot. I just looted the first mobs to show an example of what I do before the first boss while waiting for the RP. But I already have loot from exactly 100 runs in my bags. But yes, obviously, when you're doing this dungeon, you want to just loot as you're killing the mobs. Just constantly kill and loot as you go throughout the dungeon. And doing one run, depending on how you do the run, I'm going to show you guys at what point I just do a U-turn and leave the dungeon. But you can easily, even on a Death Knight, even if you bring your slow-ass Death Knight to the dungeon, you can still do 10 runs an hour. Now, you do want to kill these gargoyles, so just walk next to them and hug them, and they will become, well, you can target them. They will become alive. So make sure to grab those as well, because there's not that many mobs in Shadowfang Keep, so you want to get as many mobs as you can. Now, this room is what separates a lot of the different routes that people do in the dungeon. So I personally go down and kill this pack and look for the chest underneath the staircase. Once I've done that, I just run out, because there's very few mobs throughout the rest of the dungeon. Very few. There's 2 bosses and just a couple of mobs. So it's just so much more efficient, in my opinion, to walk over to this wall, and you can jump down either on the left side, right here, leave the dungeon, or the right side and manually leave the dungeon. But this is super fast way of resetting the dungeon. Like right now, you can just reset instances and go back in, and boom, you're ready to go again. So super smooth. Now, what you've all been waiting for though, what did I get? How much gold did I make? Just gotta get the trash items out of the way. Keep in mind that there is some gray and white items that's worth posting, like short-handled battle axe. It's a unique item. On my realm, it's not fetching good gold, but has a good sell rate. It's unique. They always sell. And I haven't collected all of them because you get so many of them, so it couldn't be ours to save them on this toon. But I have been sending it to my my bank and selling them. And then you also have stuff like the scouting shoulders, raiders shoulders, canvas gloves is unique. The Seer's mantle is also unique. So just take a look at the white and gray items. Now, in terms of green items, you can get the Buccaneer's vest being the best item. I got a couple of those. I got, this one's bad. This is a world drop. It's not specific from Shadowfang Keep, but Raxor Club. I got Iron Patch Blade, which is once again also a world drop. And then I got the Watch Short Sword, which also, it's a world drop, not specific to Shadowfang Keep. I got double Antipodian Rod, which is, wait, no, one of them is actually a Witching Stave. They just look the same, which is specific to the dungeon. Now, it's not really a good item, but it's something. I did manage to get myself one Assassin's Blade, which have always had a super high market value because it used to be a pretty decent twinking item. However, twinking works completely different right now, so an item like Shadowfang is not even considered good for twinking anymore. But this one, I've never had any issues selling this one, so I guess it's okay. Got Black Malice, not that good. Mind Trust Bracers, not that good. Silver Linked Foot Guards is just a basic world drops that are pretty bad. And then one Face Smasher, which is unique to Shadowfang Keep, has a reach and market value of 60k, but it's complete dog shit on my realm. So the entire loot from 100 runs was saved by this one item that I actually managed to get on my last hour of the farm. So it was live streamed and I was super excited. I think I got it on like run number 97 or something like that. And that is the Necrology Robe. So that is absolutely beautiful, because last time when I did it loot from 100 runs of Shadowfang Keep, I got the Duskbringer, which I sold for $1 million, and now I'm sitting on the Necrology Robe. Now, it is extremely hard to price these items. Like, there's none up on my full pop EU realm. There's very few of these around, and it has a reach and market value of 480k, reach and sales average of 65k, because also when somebody messes up and sells it for 25 gold, that's gonna be taken into account. But how much I'm gonna sell this for, time will tell. I mean, I'm obviously gonna price it for way more than 480,000 gold, because I'm in a position where I'm the only guy that has this item for sale, and most importantly, it's a unique item. So if people, the collectors, want to get this exact appearance, they have to buy the Necrology Robe. There's no other item in the game that shares the appearance with Necrology Robe. So that was pretty decent. Obviously, you do get some mats while picking up the chests, but it's nothing really worth mentioning. It doesn't turn into a lot of gold, but since we have the Regent bag, you might as well just keep it these days. So the total amount of gold in that I got from the 100 runs, as you can see, using the add-on Bag Appraiser, is 973,000 gold. And keep in mind, this takes the entire European region, the average price of that. So it's not just me with insanely high prices, because you can select that. So I could go on this one and do a minimum buyout, which is the exact price of my realm, and it's going to be 102k. It doesn't even have a min price on the necrology robe, right? So if we take the average price, you can't police them all. It's impossible to get like accurate numbers on Transmog, but it places the necrology robe for 480k, which I believe I'm going to be able to sell for more than 480k. But then again, it also takes something like the Assassin's Blade for 200k, which there's no way I'll sell that for 200k. Same thing with the Face Smasher and the Witching Stave. So yeah, but I'm gonna have to use the same price source for all of these videos. So when I compare dungeons, it's only fair if I do 100 runs of Shadowfang Keep now, and then in 2 months I do another 100. I have to use the same price source. So 973k. With that being said, though, that was pretty much it from for loot from 100 runs of Shadowfang Keep. If you guys got any suggestions on what I should do next, just leave a suggestion down below in the comment section. And don't forget to check out the 0 to 10 million gold guide, or the VIP Discord if you already have the gold guide. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye-bye.